All right, folks, the SEC has responded to Ripple's motion to seal some of the facts in this case and the facts that pertain to Ripple's business model. And if the SEC is granted their wishes, we are going to see Ripple's business model and practices exposed in a way that we haven't seen behind the scenes on many cryptocurrency projects. So this could be very interesting to see. I'm going to break this one down, cover our update on the precious metals, which are still pumping. And then obviously the entire cryptocurrency space has been brought up off of the rumors that an SEC ETF approval is on the way. So this is the approval for the Ethereum ETFs. And as I said, last night's live show, if you guys missed it, I dropped it a live show last night, about an hour-long episode, jam-packed full of current events, financial markets, and crypto updates. But I broke down how with Ethereum, either way this goes, I suspect that this will be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So I'm just warning you guys. The video last night was called Crypto Pump Alert because I'm trying to warn everybody. And, people ask me, what basis do you have to put out this nonsense, to be such a perma bear? Oh, I left for a year, I came back and you're still a bear. Well, you missed a lot of pullbacks in the meantime. And, calling a pullback is not being a bear. Fundamentally, very few people are as long as I am. Now, short-term price actions different from long-term fundamentals, and expectations need to be derived and defined on time frame expectations as well. So for me to say that, hey, I'm looking at the Bitcoin ETF approvals, after approval, it went from 49,000 to 38,500 after the approval. With Ethereum, we will probably get the same thing. If it's approved, buy the rumor, sell the news. If it's delayed or not approved, it'll be an even harder sell-off. Those are your two options for Ethereum. I'll let you guys play your hands how you see fit, but nonetheless, let's give you the update on silver. Starting out here, back above $32. We did get that pullback yesterday after we tapped out at 32.5. We went back down to basically $31, and you're seeing that we're already back up here again today. 2,429 for gold. That all-time high was just set again yesterday, basically pushing here 2,450. And it looks like 2,500 may be in the cards here soon. Let's transition on over to cryptocurrency, looking at Bitcoin back down after it peaked up to about 72,000 yesterday. And once again, this is all off of the Ethereum news. Ethereum sending a candle here, very impressive. It was up about 20% yesterday. This full move has now been completed at about 25, 26%. So we'll continue to watch this. If they approve it this week, that's going to be great for the space. These ETFs are tremendous for the space and bringing in new liquidity. We love to see it. For XRP, it's back up to 55 cents right now, which was a key level to recapture for XRP. I know it's not an exciting 25% pump like Ethereum just did, but it is riding back up with the rest of the space, so something to note. Transitioning back to Shanghai and China, how it's going over there for the trading of gold and silver. We're still trading at a premium. This right here from buy. SGE night trading up 1.73% to $36 per ounce is the equivalent in US dollars. So the arbitrage opportunity is still there in a massive way. $36.28 on the Shanghai Futures Exchange. So we're still seeing it. Now, the most eye-catching of the silver surge on the SFE is trading volume. Today, it reached 417.8 billion yuan, more than the daily total volume of transactions in Shanghai's stock market, bonds, and other commodities. It is the number one investment hotspot in China at present. So can you imagine that? Over here in the United States, we're nowhere close to that. Way more trading volume on the other commodities and on the stock market. But over there in Shanghai, the number one spot where the most amount of volume is at is in is it silver? What does it say? It looks like, I don't know if he's including silver and gold on that. I think this is just related to silver, but nonetheless, can you imagine that being the number one trading volume in the United States or Europe or other markets, right? In Shanghai right now, over in Asia, they are loading up on the precious metals as fast as they can get them. If you guys are looking for metals, you guys already know we got you covered at my website, zachrector.com. Now, yesterday, James Phelan gave us the update. The SEC has filed its response to Ripple's motion to seal. So this is in regards to what Ripple wants to hide from going public. Sherry responds here, pulling a little clip. SEC's claims that Ripple requests to conceal financial and security sales information from the public is unjustified, and that the financial figures or specific terms used to justify remedy requests should be public. So basically, the SEC is saying, "Hey, we don't want to look like like we don't want to look like jerks. You need to reveal this so that people can understand why we are trying to justify the remedies request, right?" So we'll see here, and what this would include if this does get released is going to be the discounts and the other offers, and the other ways that Ripple was able to distribute this XRP using discounts to institutional investors. Now, what's interesting is that the SEC does admit that indeed the contracts at issue are not ODL contracts. So basically saying that the discounts and the activity that they want to disclose was not happening with the ODL contracts, which further, signifies that we might be on the right track as far as ODL contracts not being investment contracts, not being securities, and the potential for Judge Torres to actually sign off on these contracts in her final ruling. But it's not stopping from the SEC from seeking a permanent injunction nonetheless, right? They want a permanent injunction on ODL sales, even though they admit that these are indeed, the contracts are not an issue. Okay. Now, the SEC clarifies that none of the sales to institutions with discounts were ODL contracts. The SEC would have reviewed the ODL contracts and observed that they do not have discounts or the features referred to in the summary judgment that made institutional buyer contracts to be investment contracts, according to Judge Torres. So basically, ODL contracts are about to be good to go. If the SEC is conceding on this fact, what do you think the judge is going to do? The ODL contracts require ODL customers to purchase XRP at market prices and to use the XRP in ODL transactions and agree not to hold them as investments. It remains a mystery why Judge Torres lumped them in with the other contracts with institutions. I bet the SEC knows the ODL contracts are not investment contracts. Now, the trillion-dollar question is going to be, how does the judge actually rule when it comes down to this decision on remedies? So we are hoping that it's a slap on the wrist fine, 20, 50 million, even 100 million, okay? We can cough it up, not a big deal. Ripple can cut that check. But then the big deal that I'm looking for is that whether or not there's going to be a permanent injunction, and then whether or not the ODL contracts are going to be investment contracts. If we get the sign off on that, it is one of the few crypto use cases and business models that will have full legal precedent that the business model is good to go, and that the underlying asset to facilitate this is also not a security. XRP in and of itself is not a security, and when applied and used in coherence with ODL, you do not have an investment contract. If we get that sign off, the rest of the space is so far behind. It's not even close. Now, continuing on here, folks, we did see that Ripple just released their grants Wave 7 awardees. And there's some interesting projects in here I wanted to show you. You got BitBob app is a mobile iOS payment request app that aims to simplify the process of splitting bills and requesting payments by allowing users to request payments through WhatsApp. Mimosa Breeze Pay is a crypto payment gateway that offers a simple, secure, and swift transaction process for businesses and consumers alike. Then this one's interesting. The Codalab HELOC enables end users to instantly unlock ultra-flexible credit liquidity in their properties or other illiquid assets directly onto a public or private blockchain in the form of either CBDC or stablecoin. So I like these use cases right here. Opening up that liquidity, allowing folks to instantly tap in to equity, lines of credit, and other forms of liquidity, right? Moai Finance is building core DeFi protocols across the XRP Ledger ecosystem, from the XRP Ledger mainnet to sidechains like the Root Network and EVM. Now, we're going to see, I'm hoping to actually get Jeff on the show here soon, who is the one working on that project. That's going to be interesting. Then we have Propto, Reclosure's DEX. So Reclosure DEX is a revolutionary investment platform using blockchain technology to allow fractional ownership of impact investments, institutional-grade commercial real estate, and social housing portfolios. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love to see we gotta simplify this process for real estate and raising funds for it. That's incredible. Love to see it. Tender Merchant is a point of sale terminal that allows merchants to accept digital asset payments easily. Okay, another merchant provider. What do we have on this one? VWBL protocol, Viewable NFT Data Package Protocol. Okay, that'll be interesting. Combines the benefits of on-chain verification with encrypted external file packages. So there you have it. All of the Wave 7 grant awardees. And you're starting to see this picture start to present itself of all of this utility being added to the XRP ledger at the protocol level, and then all these platforms that are taking those utilities and they're starting to run with it. This is what I've been talking about, this moment that we've now reached with full legal clarity. And we're going to see this case conclude here soon. The light is at the end of the tunnel. It's quickly approaching. With that being added to the fundamental utilities, it's the perfect setup as we enter this bull run. And in regards to ETF, I do believe that an XRP ETF is on the way as well. We already have them live in Europe and the Swiss stock exchange. They're already live in other jurisdictions. It's just a matter of time before we get that ETF here in the United States. In the meantime, you guys let me know in the comments down below, is the Ethereum ETFs going to be approved? They can't disclose whether it's a commodity, whether it's a security, but nonetheless, maybe the SEC is still going to allow the approvals to go through. You guys let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys are looking to get tapped in with our community, all of our resources are available at zachrector.com. On the way out, if you could tap it for me, I would greatly appreciate that. And we will see you guys in the next one. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.